Okay, so a lot of people wrote in saying that they enjoyed the intro to the Constructicon video. I always try to give you guys what you want. So I'm going to do more intros. Not all the time, but every once in a while. When it merits it. I don't want to spoil you guys with too many visits. So with one, I've been seeing a lot of response to this guy online. A lot of people seem unenthused. They seem as though they're unimpressed. And I get it. But I got news for you. I think the biggest issue with Grapple is that he's always Grapple. It doesn't matter how many spices you put on a grilled cheese, folks. It's still going to be a grilled cheese. What's up, everybody? It's your favorite appropriately colored construction vehicles favorite nerd, and today we are looking at Maketoys Grapple. The reason why I say that is because those green construction vehicles, and I know for that guy typing away, I know that a lot of them were green in the 70s and then into the 80s, but most of the ones that we saw when we were kids were yellow, right? Here in the States, anyway. I can't. There's always that one guy from the Carpathian Mountains that writes me and says they're all green here, bro. But today we're looking at this fella, and he comes with a fair amount of accessories. These faces here, there's a number of different. We got an angry face, and another serious face, a little smile face, friendly face, and a little happy face, and then somewhere in between, like I'm on my way to get angry face, and then we got blue eyes for all of them on this chrome sprue. Interesting that green is their base. I wonder why. This little attachment for his hand, and we'll talk about that in a bit. And then we have his gun, which has that little ridge. I have a hard time getting it to work. The Maketoys always put that ridge in the hand, and you slide the gun in. A lot of times it works just fine. I'm just having a hard time with this one. The gun looks on the money, but not a lick of paint on it. This guy. So he was an exclusive through Maketoys' website. If you're thinking about buying him, I would imagine he's going to see a mass retail release. They're just trying out this feature. That would be my guess anyway, but I don't know. Good weight, good materials, and so forth. But let's get in depth a bit. Head is on a ball joint, which you know is definitely not my favorite. I think that I can't say with great certainty, but I feel like a hinged swivel there would have been better. Very limited range of motion as a result. Hardly anything up, hardly anything down. You pretty much just get the swivel. The confused dog look you can get if that's your thing. If it is your thing, I'm not sure I get you. We got this paint on the side here, this yellow and black caution stripe. That works fine. And then we have this crane here, the kibble, but you know I'm okay with it. I think it's okay. And then I wish it collapsed just a little bit more maybe, but it's fine. And then that paint there is fine as well. And then this silver finish on here looks good. A little open in the back. You know, not hateful. Won't bother me on my shelf, but just pointing it out. And let's talk about it. So the cab has a yellow finish on it, which looks really good. Very masterpiecey. Totally dig it. The silver paint looks good on top, and no real complaints. I don't like translucent plastic for windows. I don't like being able to see inside. I prefer like a solid color, so I wish these were tinted a bit more. And the tints I guess they're the same, but they don't seem as dark on the side as they do on the front. I think if it was just all black, I'd have been better. But I know other people don't agree with me, but that's my opinion, bro, not yours. So here we go. We got a reverse butterfly joint here on the side. That works fine. As always, I wish it pushed the other way, but what are you going to do? Can't win them all. You got a hinge here that gets the arm out to there. We got these bits up here. So, you know, articulation's a bit hindered. And then you get a ratcheted swivel, soft ratchet swivel all the way around, which is good enough, I think. You know, he's a big, bulky character. I don't always feel like they need to be the most articulated, and I think that what they've done there is fair enough. Bicep swivel, that works fine. Double jointed elbow, that works fine. Swiveled wrist, and then wrist, which is like Risk, except it's not a board game played with horses and cannons and little people. This has a base pin knuckle at the base knuckle, and that works fine. Same on the other side for the paint on the arms. We got this white here that's done really well, really clean, really sharp, and it's on there. That's white plastic. This, I can't tell. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say it's paint. But I can't really tell if it's a different piece of plastic or not. I think it's paint. I can't tell. I can't tell. So either way, it's good, right? That's a positive. The yellow tires, rubber tires, they all look good. The yellow warning stripes on the crotch piece look fine. This flap lifts up in order to get your articulation. But before we get there, we got a waist swivel. However, it doesn't. It wants to. It works. It's just it kind of bends the cab a bit, which doesn't really bother me. It's just different. I just say that in the angle that you get with it isn't really the best. It's a little wonky, but it's not hateful. It's there. This flap flips up. You get the universal ratcheted joints both forward and back, and out to the side. The ratchets that are out to the side are very small notched ratchets, so they should work just fine. I know a lot of people get all bummed out with the extreme A stance it puts a lot of figures in, but this works just fine. Thigh swivel's built in to the bottom of the universal joint, and then not a lick of paint on the thighs. We get a knee, which really seems like it should be a double jointed knee, but I can't get it to go, and that gets you a little shy of 90 degrees, so that's not the best. But I'm going to keep messing with it and see if it's just stiff. But oh yeah, it's there. There it is. I'm still not sure if there it is. And that can get you 90 degrees. It is double jointed. I'm just having a hard time. Mine on this one is just stuck. So either way, something to be noted. Like a grayish silver paint there. Silver paint on top of the grayish silver paint there. That looks fine. And then we got a weird ankle. Go figure, Maketoys. It's a hinge. So it's like a double jointed hinge at the top. So that gets you your rocker, and it's a little loose. Not terribly loose. It feels okay, but it is a little loose. And then you get the ankle tilt there. So the rocker's there, the tilt is there, and all of that is on a ball joint, which you don't get to use much of, but it's better. And then there's some die cast here in the feet. And this may be die cast as well up here. I think it is. I think it is. The yellows don't quite match, but they're definitely pretty close. I don't think it'll be an eyesore for you. The face has the silver finish, the blue eyes, and then the silver finish, the silver paint right there at the top of the head. And that's this fella. Size comparison wise, there he is next to Optimus and Blue Streak, and I think he looks pretty spot on as to where he should be. Of course, I'd rather have him next to Hoist, but that's not really an option at the moment. Or is it? So step one, you're not going to believe this. It's a shocker. It's a shocker. Are you ready? Flip open the forearm hinge, hide the hand inside, flip the forearm hinge back. Can you believe it? There, as you can see, is your peg, which this plugs into, as I promised we would show you. There it is. It's not for me, but it's there. It's fine. But you're going to want to do that to the other side. And then bring both of these white pieces down. At that point, bring both arms up at the additional hinge, which is really tight, and I think I missed it in articulation. Oh, but that was because the other piece was up there, so you can't really show it. And then rotate them so that the white pieces are up on top. Rotate these pieces out of the way. Untab this, bring this out, and then these pegs here go into the side of the crane there. You may have to adjust the arms as need be in order to pull it off, but it will go, and that holds all that together. At this point, you can take this accessory, plug this in there. This has a tendency, especially one of mine, has a tendency to pop out more than the other, and then that one in there to store away. Take this piece, rotate it around to the bottom, take this piece around, and just keep your eye on this piece here. Same on the other side, around to the bottom, this piece out and around, this piece here. Rotate these all the way around, 180. Bring your feet all the way down and tab them together, locking them together back here with the pieces that you rotated 180. Easier said than done for me at the moment, but it's just a bit difficult with the camera in front of me. Now you got to collapse them with getting these two notches into there. So you need to bend at the universal. And it's one of those things where, and then this piece down here, you want to maneuver as well. And then it's just a matter of cleaning all that up and making sure that your feet are together, tabbing that in for what it's worth. This piece here tabs in, these two wheels tab in to the universal joint. This tabs into the forearm, these two tab together, and then this and this all tab into that. Mine doesn't quite sit right. It's probably because, actually it is, I can see it. I'm having a hard time with that one making, there it is. There it went. Now it's good. It ain't perfect. There, that actually might be perfect. And there you have it. Then lastly, you want to flip this up, and then this piece in there, and then that whatever into that hole there. That just ain't quite right. There. Same on this side. There. And there you have him. Oh, I seem to have missed a part. Easy enough to fix. Wonder if... There you have it. So, rolls like a champ. This extends out to there, which is pretty nice. And all like the detailing and stuff, the buckets and all the little work compartments and stuff look great. It really pulls it off. Diamond plated backing stuff, the white, yellow, black, different shade of yellow. It all works fairly well. I have his head turn around that way. Just to well, I did it by accident, but it shows you why I don't like that. Let's just fix it. What do you say? Easy enough, isn't it? There. Happy? Yeah, so I think it works. I think it works pretty well. Here's a size comparison with old Tiger Tracks there. So yeah, I think it's pretty much spot on, looking good. Final thoughts wise, just a few little minor nitpicks. The feet engineering is still a little weird. Kind of like too much moving parts, I think. So sometimes it feels like it's unstable. The nice thing is he's got these big platform feet where it doesn't seem like he's going to go anywhere. And then that one knee joint is a little too tight for me. But I'm sure if I release this screw a little bit there, that'll fix that up for me. One other minor thing, well, actually this one could potentially be more than minor, but the ratchets in the shoulders, I guess they, you see how like you put too much stress, they come like right apart there. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. I worry about stuff like that. They remind me of the ratchets that are in Cupolas. So you can work this to get your poses for sure. But they're in Cupolas thighs, where it just seems like maybe a little too much of a heavy hand might get you in a bit of a pickle. But it's just something worth mentioning, not really a big deal. And then this here, just as a side note, I was able to get that gun in the groove. If you know what I'm saying, ladies. Swoosh. Every time. Half the time. Some of the time. Alright, every once in a while. I can't think of a reason to tell you not to pick this guy up. The articulation is pretty good. Waist is a little weird, but you can get past it. Feet are a little weird, but they definitely work to your advantage in terms of posing. And then even the shoulders, you can manipulate little stuff like that in order to get every pose you could possibly want. The articulation is spot on. The materials feel great. The paint is good. The finish on this yellow, I would like it to see more of that finish in other places, but where the paint is applied, it is sharp, it is bright, it is vibrant, it is clean. The accessories are not overdone, they're smart, they're clever, and they give you plenty of options without being too absurd. The likeness and sculpt and mold are all there, so that's a good thing. It is a little stylized, but I do feel like it's a little closer to the source material than most of Maketoys' Masterpiece products. Still has their Maketoys spin on it, but definitely I feel like it's a bit closer. So yeah, I can't think of a reason. Oh, big one. Transformation on this, actually pretty enjoyable, which is a big change for them. Still a lot of stuff that needs to line up there in the end, but it's not as bad as Gundog, and it's certainly a far cry from Cupola. So I'd like to see them go more this route. It's a bit simpler, but still fun. Still has that puzzle element of it. Still a lot of moving pieces. Still a little fun, interesting new little nuances, like the way that this turns in order to hide extra pieces or expose extra tabs. So just a lot of thoughtful stuff. The same with, let me get this back up. This is tight here. It's kind of a pain to move, but it's smart. This piece here, a lot of companies wouldn't even include this piece. Let's be honest. They'd leave that open, and they would have nothing to come around and go on the back side of things. They would leave this as is. Not Maketoys. They decided to fill it up, and for that, I tip my hat to them. Well done, and I'm looking forward to getting Inferno. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.